Hello, beautiful Aries, and welcome to this is past life and ancestor messages. So it's like I'm opening my channels and setting the intention to connect with past life messages for you and also messages from your ancestors. Okay, so anyways, it's all connected. So I don't know why. I just feel called to do like these short, messages for each zodiac. Okay, so I don't know. Let's see what comes through, and then let me know in the comments how you guys like these. I just feel called, like you guys need them right now, but Spirit was just like, you got to do past life messages for the zodiacs. You got to do ancestor messages for the zodiac. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm Erica. I'm a psychic medium and a priestess. It's so nice to meet you or to see you again, my loves. Okay, so I'm just like, where do I want to start? Where do I want to start for Aries? Let's do, what is this called? Keepers of the Light. 111 on the timer. Keepers of the Light Oracle. Okay, so there's like ascended masters and archangels and goddesses and, you know, deities. Okay, so let's just see. For Aries, please. Tuning into Aries, past life ancestor messages. What do we have here? I'm immediately seeing, I'm actually getting Captain Hook, like from Peter Pan, Captain Hook. But he's a pirate. He's a captain. He's a pirate. Pirate ship, right? 144 on the timer. Okay, some of you guys, this is about past life energy at sea. You could have a fear of the ocean, the water. Maybe you never learned to swim because of fear. Or it could be the opposite for some of you guys where you're like, I love the ocean. I love going on boats. I love cruises, taking cruises and being on the water. But what I'm specifically getting is like some of you guys, like you died at sea. You died at sea, you know, and what I'm seeing is like, you know, the movie, The Perfect Storm. That's a really good movie if you've never seen it, you guys. It's so good. And it's a true story. It's a true story. But I'm seeing like the perfect storm. So basically like what I'm seeing is like a ship in a storm at sea, like huge wells, you know, like the waves, like, you know, like so high, like a mountain, and then it like crashes into the boat, and the boat is just, and people are being like just thrown around and knocked around, and you know what I mean? And honestly, like that's not so uncommon because, you know, for thousands of years, like that's how we traveled, right? Was by ship. I mean, even early 1900s, before airplanes and air travel became, you know, like a big thing to be able to, you know, fly across the ocean, etc. People travel by ship. Many of your ancestors came over here by ship. You could even be, right? Because we are our own ancestors, right? If you think about it, 333, thank you, Ascended Masters. You're here mastering your ascension. You know, like you could actually be one of the souls who came over here as, you know, quote, immigrant, you know, whether that's from like Ireland, Scotland, Italy, I'm hearing Denmark, China, Korea. Okay, like I'm getting like a bunch, you know, but anyways, it's like, we know that this is a new country, right? Compared to other countries around the world, right? So, you know, most of our ancestors, or even if it was us who was an ancestor who came over here, you know, let's say you lived in, you know, the 1800s. You had maybe you had an incarnation in the 1800s. Because that's like kind of what I'm getting. Have you guys ever seen the movie? We're getting a lot of movie references here, but have you ever seen the movie Gangs of New York with Leonardo DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz? That's another really good movie, by the way. It is. It's really good. But like that's like the time frame era, and I believe that was like late 1800s or mid 1800s. But anyways, I'm seeing that, you know, like the way they're dressed, and you know, like, you know, men in top hats and with pocket watches, you know. I mean, but even like, even the poor people had, you know, I mean, that's what we carried, pocket watches, and, you know, wore top hats, and like the women had like, you know, the long skirts and dresses, and, you know, the button up like, you know, heels, and you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting. Like, I don't know if it's like the Victorian, I think it's the Victorian era. Victorian era, I believe, was 1800s. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not like, you know, some great wizard who knows everything, but okay, so what else? These are fun. I like these, Aries. Okay, so I like these. Okay, so let me know like how this is resonating with you guys so far. We have the Myriam on the bottom of the deck, and I know that it was there like a minute ago too, but I'm being called to take it. There's white lilies and red roses. You've had lifetimes as a priestess, as, you know, a high priest, very powerful. And like, this is sister of the rose. This is the rose lineage energy for sure. The Myriam. Sacred vision. You could have like always like had this like connection with lilies. I have always had a connection with lilies. I actually have on my, like a quarter, you know, like a quarter sleeve tattoo right here. And it's of stargazer lilies. And, you know, I got this so long ago before I knew I was a starseed. But I've always been a stargazer, always. And I've always loved the stars, and I've always felt this like feeling with them, right? I'm talking to starseeds. Talking to really like old souls, but like powerful souls. Your sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Choose to forgive in order to heal. This is about like, you know, because these are past life messages and ancestor messages. So it's like your ancestors, you know, your past selves, you know what I mean? Like, are like, you got to forgive the past. You got to like, you know, connect with like wounds from past lives. You know, some of you guys are going deeper in that kind of work. Past life healing, past life regression. Maybe you're working like with past life, you know, guides, like Akashic record readers, or, you know, people who do like past life regression work and sessions. Or maybe you're just doing it, you know, on your own. But I feel like for some of you guys, that's actually one of your callings and gifts. Choose to forgive in order to heal. Okay, let's keep going. There could be something about twins. You know, you could be a twin. This could be twin flame. But I mean like literal like twins, like babies, like having twins. You know, maybe you are a twin, like you were born as a twin, like you have a twin sister, twin brother, identical twins. You know, what are they called? Fraternal twins? I don't know. I don't know, but you know what I mean. One of my best friends growing up, you know, we don't keep in touch. We're like friends on social media and stuff, but like we were so close, like growing up and pretty much like through, you know, basically like high school. But she was a twin, you know, so it was her and her brother. They were, you know, they were twins. So I don't know, but it is coming through. Maybe you're meant to have twins. This could be like spirit babies who are like around you. Maybe you feel that, like you feel like a little girl and a little boy spirit baby. Or maybe you're just like, it runs in my family and I feel like it's going to be me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Remember that love has no boundaries. Green Tara, supreme protection. This seems to be a theme. I just did a 4/4 portal reading, which will be below this one. But like, the protective energy from spirit right now around so many special like chosen ones, light workers, star seeds, you know, it's just like it's supreme, it's powerful. You are protected. Cords are being cut. This is cords from your past lives and past experiences. Move beyond limitation and trust. Okay, that's guidance right now, because right now you're like moving through limitation that has held you back before in other lifetimes. Let's say it's a karmic relationship. It's a karmic pattern in that regard. It's maybe connected to your lineage, maybe your bloodline, right? Like everyone repeats these toxic karmic cycles with love, okay? And you might be going through that right this very moment. This is an example. It could be anything though. You know, this is also something that you've tried to break and heal, or that you've gone through many times in other past lives. Okay? Trust. Green Tara. Green Tara is a beautiful, she's a goddess, ascended master. You know, you might, she's like the mother of all Buddhas, Green Tara. The mother of all Buddhas. And I believe she's from the planet Karnak. I love Green Tara. She's very connected to the trees, to the earth elementals, like all that stuff, the earth devas. So I feel like in past lives, like a lot of you guys, like, because this right here is like two very powerful, like, you know what I mean? Like lineage energies kind of a thing. So maybe you've had past lives in, you know, like Thailand, Bali, India, you know, places like that. And then I'm also getting like Europe, Central Europe. The Myriam and the Sacred Rose lineage is very connected to France. In fact, we are doing a sacred Magdalene retreat, Magdalene Code retreat in the south of France this September for 9 days. And if you guys want to hear more about that, I pinned it in the comments below. Just watch the video. Video goes into a lot of detail about, because I'm co-hosting with two very beautiful souls. An amazing songstress, priestess, high priestess, and her beloved counterpart, John, who is a walk-in soul. And they've been doing this sacred work for a very long time. They've been doing these sacred retreats all over the world for like 10 plus years. But her sacred work she's been doing for much longer. You know what I mean? So anyways, it's there. We would love to have you. We still have some spaces available. But anyways, some of you guys, you know, Aries, like what I'm getting is like you're being called maybe to specific places, you know, in the world, or specific, you know, landmarks, like lands. Because the land has activations for you. It has healing for you. It has wisdom for you. So basically, like, let's say it's, again, I'm hearing Denmark. Okay, so I don't know, like Swedish, Denmark, like, you know, the Netherlands. Like I'm kind of getting like all that. Okay, so that's either where you're maybe live right now. I know I have a lot of people who tune in from Europe and from like, you know, like these places, okay? So, I mean, all over the world, but I do have a lot of like European love here on the channel. Australian and New Zealand love for sure as well. But then you have the white eagle ancestor spirit, and I freaking love this because this is like Aries. You've had past lives as a Native American. For some of you guys, you literally were a chief, or what I'm getting is you were the son or the daughter of a chief. Okay? But what I'm also receiving is that for some of you guys, you've had like multiple lifetimes in the Native American culture. You're as a Native American. Even if in this incarnation, you know, I mean, you could have like 0 Native American blood. A lot of people actually do have Native American blood, even if it's just a very small percent, you know, they just don't realize it, you know, like if your ancestors have been here for a minute. But anyways, you know, you might be Native American, but you might be Native American in this lifetime. Like maybe, you know, you live on a reservation, or your family does, or you grew up on one. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, how funny. Okay, so the ancestor spirit, white eagle, but I'm literally doing ancestor past life messages for you guys. Connect to your lineage. So it's literally like your ancestors are saying, like, connect with us, meditate with us, like call on us, ask us to like show you things and reveal things to you, like, you know, tell us your pain, tell us your happiness. Like it's like they are your people. They're your people, your spirit people. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So there's something you've been working through that is now, it's your ancestor spirit is saying like it can be healed now, or you've learned the lesson, Aries, and you've just healed it, or you've just completed it, or they're saying like, thank you, good job, like you did it. I'm specifically hearing South Dakota and Wyoming. So, and I'm seeing, and now I'm getting like the Appalachian Mountains. So Appalachia, you know, like the Appalachians, states that run along the Appalachians, or have, you know, connect with them. So you could have been like in a Native American tribe in any of these places. This could also be like part of the reason why some of you guys like really resonate with like the eagle spirit, the hawk spirit, the bear spirit, the wolf. The Native Americans, I mean, many cultures all around the world, like animals have always been highly revered in so many different ways, right? But in the Native American, you know, culture, like, you know, they really, really, really like Mother Earth and Grandfather Sky, basically heaven and earth, like they were so connected, so in tune with the stars. Some of you guys are astrologers, or that's a part of your soul calling, because like you've been so connected to the planets, to the stars, to the moon phases, astronomy. Like that's how like we used to navigate, like where we were going and the directions, and like, you know what I mean? Besides like where the sun sets and, you know what I mean, things like that. That was, but like you could be like on your horse and like look up at the stars in the middle of the night and use the stars for navigation, the same way that, you know, going back to the ship, to the pirates. Some of you guys, like you literally, like that's how they navigated, right? At sea, was with the stars. Right? And the constellations, etc. So, very powerful healers, like you just hold so much wisdom. You literally hold so much wisdom. That wisdom is unlocking. Like a lockbox that's been locked, and like now your ancestor spirits and, you know, your guides and the ascended ones and like all that. Like a goddess Brigid is showing up too. She speaks of inner strength. Like literally I'm hearing her say, remember your fire. And you guys are fire. Remember your fire. But, you know, you might be like an Aries moon, or, you know, an Aries, you know, something else. You know, it don't have to be an Aries sun, but Aries is fire. She's connected to the Celtic energy, goddess Brigid, Saint Brigid. You've had past lives. You may resonate a lot with the Celtic energy in the lands of like Scotland, Ireland, Wales. You know, you may watch like historical things like in movies or TV, like Braveheart, you know, like we'll take Braveheart for instance, right? Like that is a movie where it's true story, right? William Wallace and everything, like the King of England, and just like the battle, and like how like, you know, England, they came in and they eradicated the lands through genocide. And that's what, like, they cast out so many of us, and I say us because, you know, in past lives, I am a druid. I'm like a druid, starseed, right? So, you know, they came in and they cast us out, the same way that they, you know, did to the Native Americans. You know what I mean? The land remembers. The land doesn't forget. The land remembers, and the land has absorbed all of the injustice, all of the blood and the greed that has been, you know, spilled and overfilled. And, you know, so a lot of you guys are here to Like you could be like a part of your soul work is to work with the ley lines, to clear energy of the land, to transmute, to grid, you know, do grid work with crystals, maybe in crystal gridding, you know, but it's like quantum healing. It's healing the earth, right? Not just by, you know, healing yourself and walking on the earth and being a part of the earth, but it's like a part of the reason why you're here. A lot of you guys are going to be drawn to like shamanism, you know, maybe sound, I'm getting sound healing, like working with like the drumming, like shamanic drumming, the rattles and shakers, rain sticks, you know, all of that stuff. You could get very emotional when you hear it. Move back to wholeness is what Brigid says. So through this message, it's like everything that you've been going through is bringing you back more into like wholeness of who you truly are, right? And then like these messages, like that's what they're helping with too. This is guidance. These are messages. Recognize that you have the power. Recognize that you have the power. Move beyond limitation and trust. Some of you guys may actually have like red hair, reddish hair. That's what I'm seeing. You know, it could be, you could be Scottish or Irish and things like that, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead. All right, we're 21 minutes in. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up now because these aren't meant to be very long messages. What do I want to do? Let's get, you know what? Let's do the tarot. Let's do a couple tarot cards. Okay, so anyways, you guys, I love you. Let me know how this connects with you, right? Let me know. Now I'm getting really strong. I'm seeing visions of mermaids. Mermaids swimming in the water. And like mermaids, like, you know, like they're swimming in the water and then they're like resting like on the rocks, like in the water, you know, near, you know what I mean? Like near the shoreline, etc. Your, some of you have past lives as mermaids. You know, a deep connection to the ocean. There's definitely a lot of ocean stuff coming through here today for you guys. You're here to protect nature. You're here to protect the animals. Look at Ace of Swords. Wow, you have the Ace and the 2. Okay, you know what? This message right here, this is Ace of Swords. It's, you know, it's psychic clarity. It's divine truth. It's seeing things clearly. It's also like victory and breakthrough and all that. But look at 2 of Swords is like a crossroads. It's like indecision. It's like blindness, blocked. It's a block, right? So specifically what I'm receiving is that like these messages and like other like past life resonances for you, this truth in this message is going to help unlock these blocks. Okay? Because if you are new here, you know, even just tuning into my channel through collective videos like this, it's going to be activating. And that's what I'm getting here. It's going to help activate, you know, you may have like some dreams or a vision, or you know, pay attention to the signs and synchronicities too, because you're going to be getting, you're getting a lot of information through that about your past lives. Just like this video popping up is a sign, a synchronicity, a message for you, right? About your past lives. You have a very powerful soul. Extremely strong, right? With strength. What I'm getting though is strong inner knowings and clarity and breakthrough moments around your past lives. Look at, and then the Lovers. I'm literally hearing a past life love is coming in. Maybe a past life love that you were on that ship with, or a past life love that you were, you know, in this tribe with, or a past life love that you lived in, you know, ancient Scotland with, you know, I don't know. Maybe multiple past lives, but it's very strong for it to be the Lovers. Okay, you could have been around during, you know, the Roman Empire. This also represents for me ancient Egypt. There could be something about hieroglyphs, you know, symbols, ancient Egypt. I'm hearing like hidden temples. So some of you guys, like you on a soul level, like you know of hidden temples. You've been, you know, you've been a part of them. It's like after like blockages, it's like blockages are being removed and cleared. And like, this is like what's starting to flow in more. So, you know, stuff that brings more healing for past lives, stuff that, you know, helps you remember more of your past lives and your soul and, you know, things like that. Okay. Plus there's some kind of love. Also divine inheritance. This is also money and harvest. It's like spiritual equity. It's like your ancestors, you know, you've reached certain levels and you've passed certain tests, right? So I'm hearing the abundance is yours. Look, and then the Two of Cups, followed by the Two of Wands, followed by the Three of Wands. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely a time of receiving for you guys. There's some big love here. But this is a past life ancestor message. So this is past life soulmate. Could be a twin flame. This person is on their way to you. And, you know, again, like harvest and abundance, your ships are arriving. Okay? So this is, you know, this is a message that connects to whenever you receive it. But, you know, this is for like the first, you know, like the first half of April. Like we'll just say like the next, like, I don't know, we'll just say for April. Next 3-4 weeks. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave it here. I have to get going to the next zodiac, but I thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments how this resonates. Now I'm also getting something about like London, England. You might just be like very called to London. Maybe you're from London. You've had past lives in London. Like, I don't know. You could like be connected somehow to like, I'm hearing Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth. So I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. And now I'm receiving like some of you guys, your soul houses a knowledge of secrets that have been hidden by a royal family or by the royals. Okay, I don't know, but you guys are bringers of justice, so I don't know. It's going to be different, right? But I'm sharing everything. There's something about Big Ben, the clock in London. Big Ben. Someone's name could be Ben, but it's literally, I'm seeing like Big Ben. So, okay, I love you guys so much. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, you want to get a general psychic medium reading, or I do past life Akashic record readings where, you know, it's one-on-one, obviously. So I open up your records and we dive into your past lives. I do, you know, healing sessions. I do goddess channelings, like it's all there. And then again, like if actually, yeah, oh, I did talk about it already. Pinned in the comments below is my video, the video I created, more about the Magdalene retreat in southern France. Like you guys, it's just going to be so next level. So, you know, I know the souls who are meant to be there will be there. But you know, the Priestess, this is the year of the Priestess. You could be a brother of the rose. This is for men and women. So anyways, click on the video, watch the video, and then go from there. Okay. I love you, mi amores. Have a beautiful day. Happy April. All the things. Mwah. Bye. Oh, and I'm recording this on 4/4 portal. So there you go.